The Bible's really.
What's going on, guys? I hope y'all are...
Hey, my name's Jeremy, and if you love Magic the Gathering,
So, kind of a...
Hello, everyone. I hope you are doing well today on this Monday afternoon. Today, we're going to be talking about a bunch of frustrating things, up to and including more MGTOW stuff. By the way, I post these to my archive channel on YouTube. It's just Hannah Reloaded, all one word, on YouTube if you want to see my past streams, and they're already off Twitch or whatever. And often these will have MGTOW in the title because that's what I talk about in a lot of these videos, as I respond to MGTOW stuff or Red Pill stuff or whatever. And a couple times now I've had, like, actual MGTOW people go to and be like, stop using MGTOW in your titles. We're not gonna click on your videos just because of it. Well, first of all, you clearly already did if you're commenting. Secondly, I don't particularly care if someone who's MGTOW takes a look at my videos and doesn't like them. That's not what they're here for. We're laughing at you. I'm not here to try and convince you that what you're doing is wrong, because obviously you're already so far into it. Like, it'd be great if you decided to be a normal human being. That'd be awesome. But, I don't particularly care. So, just for the record, if you're watching this in the archive channel at some point and you're all mad because I used MGTOW in the title of the video in which I talk about MGTOW, maybe get the fuck over it. That'd be my recommendation to you. Thank you, Devious Chillster, for continuing a gift sub. Much appreciated. Captain Diabetes says, hello, Dark Mother. Please heal me of my 2-hour work call with AT&T. Oh, geez. Well, that's a shame that it sucked so bad. Sorry to hear about that. So what are we talking about today? Oh, boy. We got more MGTOW stuff as per usual. We have more Red Pill stuff. And I wanted to talk about something that happened to Jeremy of the quartering infamy. Because John Boyega, the actor who plays Finn in the Star Wars movies, basically dragged him on Twitter a little bit, and it was pretty funny. So, looking at chuds, yes. Yes, we are. Hope all you are having a wonderful day. If there's any videos or channels or anything you'd like me to look at, of course, feel free to put them in the chat. I'll try and get to them. Yeah, I think that's it. Let's take a look at the next thing. Let me switch to the other scene. Graphics. There we go. Let's take a look at some MGTOW stuff before we get to the quartering drama. Let's see what Mission has. Does he have any recent videos? 2 months ago, 2 months ago, 3 months ago. Man, he hasn't posted recently. That's good. MGTOW makes you more desirable. Doubt. So let's take a look at that. Let me turn this music off, even though it's very light. 8 Crimson 8 says, pretty sure my AC could be out either way. It's really hot in my house, and my room is hotter than the rest of it. Yeah. My house is pretty warm, too. I don't have central air, so I have, like, a window unit in here, and I have a portable air conditioner out in the living room. It's part of the reason my hair's so frizzy. It's because I've sweated into it and haven't taken a shower yet, which I need to do. But, I don't know. Deal with floof hair. That's what you get today. I really wish they'd let John Boyega use his natural accent in Star Wars. I don't know what he sounds like. Is he English? It would make sense. There are a lot of English actors already in Star Wars. Do you or Lady Baja play Animal Crossing? I can get any villagers you want. I do play Animal Crossing. I don't particularly care about the villagers, though. I like the decorating aspect and that stuff. And the, like, landscaping the town, but I don't even talk to the villagers unless it's one of the goals that you can get Nook points for, because I just don't care. Which is very on brand for me, considering I'm antisocial as fuck. Is it bad sign I listen to you and Jake too much that I read the acronym MGTOW in Jake's Howard Dare impression voice? No, that's perfect. Brand synergy achieved. Fu Manchewy says, I was born and raised in Houma, Louisiana. Oh, Houma. In Houma, Louisiana, and then moved to Phoenix. I've never known life without central AC and don't understand how anyone survives without it. Yeah. Yeah, okay. Let's see what this is all about.
Hey guys, it is PJ, coming at you with another video from Next Wars in our MGTOW Columbia series. And what today's topic is going to be about is how adopting the MGTOW philosophy in that you are pursuing excellence on your own terms while refusing to deviate from your path in order to supplicate to women, you will have the unintended side consequence of soliciting more attraction from women. So,
okay, here's the thing about MGTOWs. For a group of people that claim to be men going their own way, that's what MGTOW stands for in case you don't know. Ostensibly, the goal of MGTOW is to say, hey, we don't like how society is functioning, whatever. And by that, they typically mean, like, we don't like that women have autonomy and are allowed to do what they want and aren't forced to, like, shack up with men in order to sustain themselves. Anyway, they disagree with this, so they say, we're men going our own way. We're not gonna get into relationships with women, or if you're on the more open, I guess, side of MGTOW, you'll say, like, I'll do hookups, but I'm not gonna get in a relationship with a woman. For people whose identity is supposed to be based around men going their own way and disregarding what women think of them, goddamn, they only talk about women, right? They talk about them fucking constantly, and it comes off as so, like, I think the gentleman doth protest too much. It's like, he's like, I'm not even mad. I'm not even mad about women. I don't care that women don't want to be with me. I don't care so much. I'm going to go my own way. By the way, let's talk about women all day, every day, and how much we hate them. It's just very silly. It's very immature, quite honestly. But hey, it's entertaining for us, I guess, so it works out.
So it's funny I use the word consequence because I know a lot of you guys might not like that, but for me it has been a very positive change in my life and I'd love to talk about it. Let's get going. Okay guys, so when you're talking about the science of attraction, or what you hear a lot of these PUA guys talking about, when they say masculine frame, they are correct to identify that that is one of the most important things you can do as a man, is to maintain masculine frame. Now, by being a MGTOW man, you don't even have to worry about that because you will never be operating out of a frame that isn't your own, right? So I wanted to provide a brief definition of what we're talking about when we're talking about masculine frame.
Jesus Christ, dude, soundproof your room or something, or don't sit 5 feet away from the mic. I have a bad habit where I get too close to the mic. I'm sure you can hear it. It almost gets ASMR-y. I sit so close to it. But he's like this far away from the mic, and it sounds like real bad, and his room is super echoey. Even I, who put almost no work into, like, my studio space, I have a whole wall up here of sound dampening foam so it doesn't echo so much. Like, damn, dude, just fucking figure it out. Put a thing in your ear so you can hear yourself talk, so you know if it doesn't sound like shit or what.
And then how I've implemented the MGTOW philosophy into my own life. So when we're talking about masculine frame, what that is that you only bring women into your frame and you're not entering theirs. Because in practice, what happens is women will always punish you for operating within their frame and view you as a...
By the way, I have that same microphone. These are very common USB mics used by people. Honestly, I need to get a thing so I can use, like, a better non-USB mic. But regardless, I'm familiar with this mic. He has it pointed the wrong way. This is a cardioid microphone that has 4 settings. You can have it either this direction, so basically the direction I'm pointing it at, which is the opposite he's at now. This is for if you're one person and you're recording a video like he's doing now or streaming like I am currently. Basically, the microphone is pointed this way, the part that detects sound. But he has it this way, so it sounds like echoey and dampened because it's in the wrong direction. or he has it on one of the other settings, which you really shouldn't have it on when you're recording in a room like this. He might have it set on the whole room setting, which these microphones have, which basically just picks up sound in all directions in 360, which is bad to do if you're one person in a room. There's a setting for like interviews, so it's like two directional, so I can have me on one side or Jake on the other for recording, for instance, and that's fine. And there's also a setting for whole room recording, which does in all directions, and that's if you have like a group of people all around a microphone. But you're going to get lower quality that way because it's picking up sources from all around, and it's going to pick up your echoes more. So what you want to be doing is setting it to the monodirectional setting, which he hasn't done. This is a critique of his like equipment setup at this point, which has nothing to do with his points. I just want to point out how stupid this guy is that he can't figure out how to use one of the most common consumer USB microphones on the market. Fucking everyone has this microphone. It's not difficult. The instruction manual explains this stuff.
Follower, low status male. Your biological argument for this is very high status men in nature and in our current society, they're doing their own thing. They're not running around soliciting sexual and romantic relationships with women. The women come to them. So you may not be within the top 1 or 10%, but by adopting the MGTOW lifestyle, which is to pursue your own path on your own terms, you will be emulating this behavior, and women are biologically programmed to view that behavior as high status and somebody that they want to use their sexuality in order to create a sexual relationship with. So you will see that, and that is a very brief explanation of what we're talking about when we're talking about masculine frame, okay? So given that, how my life has changed since I've kind of adopted a MGTOW philosophy, which has been many, many, many years before I found the community, which is that I decided that I was going to operate on my own path and pursue excellence.
Hey, it's good for anyone, men, women, non-binary folks, whatever. It's great to work on yourself first and try and be a complete individual, because if you're trying to look specifically for your other half, then there's a good chance that you haven't developed, I don't know, a personality, hobbies worthy of being interested in, like good friendships, whatever. Yes, if you're focused entirely on discovering yourself through a relationship, that's an unhealthy way to go about and go into relationships with other people. That's a good piece of advice, but MGTOW people take this idea and then weirdly completely miss the point in videos like this where he's like, yes, I'll work on myself and I'll be doing great for myself. That way I'll get to fuck all the women I want. Like, no, hold on, back up. You've completely sidestepped the point that you just made that was almost good. Work on yourself first. If you happen to get in relationships with people, or if you happen to hook up with people, that's fine. But if that's still your final goal in your attempts to do this, then you haven't really gone your own way at all. You've just gone about seeking out companionship with women in a more roundabout way with a different coat of paint, right? So it's very strange to me. It's like they're disavowing the fact that they still, like, really want to be with women. And they talk so much about how much they think women are, like, sluts or whatever bullshit. That the derogatory nonsense that they paint 50% of the population with. And they're just obsessed. It's very strange.
Without deviating from my path in order to supplicate to women, what that resulted in is all the women that do come into my life are operating within my frame. So just on my day-to-day, what I do day-to-day would be, I really like health and fitness, I really like boxing, I box every day, I go out to eat 3 times a day, I run my businesses, and that's pretty much it. And
you go out to eat every single day? That's fucking expensive.
I go do fun stuff when I can, I do my family stuff, of course, but all the women that come along, I don't solicit any of those relationships. I sometimes will let them come into my frame, and that would be, they can meet me at the coffee shop that I was going to anyway, right? They can meet me at the gym and work out with me, or any of these other things. So what the unintended side benefit is that these women are always operating within your frame. They are supplicating to you, and their biology and their decision making and the way they view you is that they will treat you as you are a high status man, which means they will want to.
Nobody thinks like this. I shouldn't say nobody thinks like this, because people like Melania Trump do exist who actually do look for power, status, wealth in their partners. But this cuts both ways. I'm sure there are men who do the same. The point is that your average person out in the street who's looking to go on a date with someone who might find themselves open to romantic interaction with someone, in the sense that they might want to go on a date with you, and you have to have that sort of initial attraction to want that to happen, they aren't generally thinking, ooh, high status male, ooh. That's not how people think. They probably think more like, oh, this person seems nice or funny or charming, or they're like attractive to me, and that's your foot in the door. That is realistic in the sense that you need some sort of appealing thing about you to get anyone interested, whether that's in platonic friendships or romantic interactions. But they aren't thinking on this weird pseudoscientific biological level where they're like, oh, I need to look for a high status male who's going to do the best with Have you seen the movie The Invention of Lying, where they it kind of espouses a very, very MGTOW-y viewpoint on relationships, where the premise of the movie is The Invention of Lying is everyone in the world has to tell the truth. Of course, this movie's written by Ricky Gervais, so he thinks that telling the truth is just being a fucking asshole to everyone all the time. And when they talk about relationships, they talk about like, oh, I want to find someone who has the best genes to make my child the most fit for survival. And it completely misses the point that, like, yes, it's entirely possible that evolution has primed us to find certain things attractive in people. Sure. But that's not how people think. People don't think in terms of that, because that's not how our mental processes work. That's not how it works. It would be like saying, to put this into a different context, the way that they speak, it'd be like if when you are hungry, you thought to yourself, I must retrieve sustenance to continue to nourish my cells so that they might replenish as they die off. You know what I mean? This is how people think. Your brain just goes, oh, I'm hungry. I feel hungry, right? And in the same way, people don't have direct feelings about, like, oh, I need to find someone who will be the best genetic match so that if we mate and create offspring, they will have the... No. It finds its way in things like, oh, I want someone who's caring and understanding and listens, because partnership is also a part of relationships, not just like copulation. It's so not only reductive, but based in the worst kind of bullshit essentialist pseudoscience. It's so stupid. Thank you to Folmare for following.
They will treat you as you are a high status man, which means they will want to hook up with you. They'll treat you as a guy that they want to foster a sexual relationship with. They're not necessarily trying to extract resources and do any of these other things, right? So for me, all of my relationships with women are very, very positive, and I do credit that largely to adopting a MGTOW philosophy in my own life. So one last thing I wanted to add is that some guys have...
The John Boyega thing? Yeah, we're going to talk about that later. That's on the docket. I already have it pulled up. Yeah, I pulled that one up already. It's over here. Yeah.
Kind of looked at the way that I behave, and they don't necessarily think that it fits within the MGTOW philosophy. I don't agree with that, because I think the core idea is that you are pursuing excellence on your own terms, right? So if you are one of the guys on the other side of that spectrum that is actively avoiding women and changing his lifestyle to ostracize himself from women, you may adopt some of these principles, but that behavior itself in my mind, doesn't fall under the MGTOW philosophy in that you are changing your course and your behavior due to what women are doing. I think when we're talking about the MGTOW philosophy itself, the closer you are to basically behaving in a way that is you're not seeking validation or romantic relationships or deviating from your path to be the best man you can be, that's really where we're all kind of gravitating toward and agreeing on as the baseline philosophy of what it means to be a MGTOW man. So I'd love to hear if you guys think that this is accurate, what your experiences have been, if you have a different definition or think that I'm wrong about my thinking. And one thing I wanted to add is that looking at this this philosophy and how I utilize it, what you will often hear, and the
Let's look at the comments, shall we? Pale Planter says, I'm really careful about this. I intentionally hide my success because I don't want gold diggers nosing around in my life. This person says, I'm gay. I don't look gay. What the fuck does that mean? What the fuck does that mean, you don't look gay? Jesus. I'm gay, I don't look gay, and I'm being bushed by feminists like the rest. Worst even, feminists prey on those they can? What the fuck are you talking about? Yikerinos. I would rather be a ghost. A MGTOW.